Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Increasing your lot size can be tricky, and I'd like to chat with you a little bit about that today after I have a sip of coffee. So it's a beautiful end of July, summer day in 2022. I'm enjoying the day out. It's a Sunday, actually, when I'm recording this. So I'm out on the porch enjoying the birds chirping and all that sort of stuff. No markets open, nothing to do except wonder about what the markets will hold later this evening when they open at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. My channel is geared for the basically 18 to 34-year-old age group that's looking to take their 4 or low 5-figure account and ultimately trade 6 figures. And so that content tends to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, than most folks that are trading a couple of mini lots and just getting into trading really have the ability to grasp some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Not that you're stupid, you just haven't had the opportunity to actually in real time become involved in some of the issues that that you run into as you increase your lot size and you move up into the trading realm. I don't mean to be disrespectful in my videos when I indicate that, you shouldn't start the exotic stuff of compounding or staging or reverse negative averaging, all those other kinds of things until you have around a $30,000 account. And the reason that I say that is that when you have that $30,000 account, you're in the opportune position to be able to start to build toward replacing your yearly income, your job income. Now, whether you can replace your income on a $30,000 bank, that's USD, I don't know. If you're living in a country where the average yearly income would translate to 10,000 USD, then I'm just talking gibberish to you. But you have to be able to take these videos and map the information down into the level where you're at. If you're trading a mini lot where in USD you'd need $1,000 to trade for $1 a point, and the $1,000 is because right now some of the majors are requiring $600 or $700 of margin. So that's what, if you're trading a full lot $10,000 account, you need $6,000 or $7,000 just for the margin. If you're trading a $1,000 mini lot, you need $600 or $700 just for the margin in the U.S. If you're in other countries, you may not have a margin requirement, and you may be able to post margin equivalent to your 200 to 1 leverage that you have. I understand the pull to trade at 100 or 200 to 1 leverage. I get that, because you can make a lot of money. But what you don't understand is you can lose more money than you're going to make. Leverage is a wonderful thing if you know how to manage it, and if the leverage, you have control over the leverage. When you're learning currency trading, you could get away with this high leverage stuff if you're doing real estate, for example. You could buy something 5% down, and you're going to know months ahead of time that you're getting into trouble, and you have plenty of time to mitigate those things. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do that in real estate. But time, you don't have time in the currency markets to do that. You're in real time and the price goes 20 pips against you and you're at 200 to 1, you're gone, right? With your little account. If you have a $20,000 account and you're trading 2 minis and it goes 50 pips against you, you still got money. You're not wiped out. But you're running into the same thing that I'm going to be talking about today in this video, which is the increase in your lot size can be tricky. Now, if all you're going to be able to do realistically is come up with enough money at reasonable leverage and margin, and you should use the guidelines that the United States puts out to manage traders, 5% down for margin and a maximum of 50 to 1 leverage. If you go under those principles aren't there to crush you. Those principles that are there to protect the trader. You say, well, that's too much money. 5%. I want to trade. I want to trade a mini lot, and all I've got is $500. Well, you're not going to do that in the United States because you're going to need 5% down, and you're going to be trading micro lots then. I just think that if you're trading those kinds of numbers, unless you're really, really experienced, you're not going to be able to do anything with them. If you really know what you're doing, you can take a $500 account at 100 to 1 leverage, and you can build that thing up to several $1,000s. So, first of all, you have to be really experienced. Second of all, if you are really experienced, why are you farting around with $500? If you are really experienced, you're going to sell your truck, your house, you're going to work your ass off at 2 jobs, and you're going to build up enough money to have enough to buy into 2 or 3 full lots so that you can make some money. Why would you be farting around? And listen, if you think you're going to take a $30,000 account and run that to $200,000 or whatever that same percentage is of taking a $500 account and run it to $3,000, you're absolutely delusional. All the people out there that are trading, they're not taking 5-figure accounts and running them to high 6-figure accounts. Part of the problem is that they really don't understand the fundamentals of trading. They got lucky in what they were doing. They were trading at 200 to 1 leverage. They took a $10,000 or $15,000 account and they ran that to 6 figures. Can you do that on a $10,000 account? Well, yeah, of course you can. Larry Williams has taken, his daughter actually has taken a $10,000 account a couple of times to a $100,000 level. But these are really, really experienced traders. You're not going to do that. And if you're an experienced trader with $20,000 or $30,000, you're not going to try to run that to $600,000 because you know the risks that are involved. You're not going to take those risks. But you see, when you have a $200,000 account or $80,000, if you have an $80,000 account, you're trading at $80 a pip. You make 5 pips. You make $400 for the day. How tough is it to make 5 pips? Well, it is tough when you've got $80,000 because the question is, when you're trading a 1 mini account or 5 minis or 1 full lot, you go all in and you come all out. So if you have 1 full lot, you go in and you trade 1 full lot, and it runs 5 pips, and you get out, you've made $50. You trade 2 full lots, you go all in with 2 full lots, you make 5 pips. You just keep multiplying it up. 5 times 20, it's $100. Could you take and put $80,000 on the line to trade 8 full lots to make 5 pips? That's the catch. Because if you have a 10 pip stop, you're going to lose $800. And if you don't have a good win-to-loss ratio, you're going to lose more times than you're going to win, or you're going to lose more when you lose than you win when you win. That's the value of having a good win-to-loss ratio, because it's an indicator of when you're going to be able to step your lot size up in your trading. But when you get to the point where you're trading high 5-figure, even mid 5-figure banks, are you going to put the full 5-figure account on an all-in, all-out basis? Yes, but not until later. When you are trading one full lot, you're going to go all in, one full lot, all out, one full lot. When you're trading 2 full lots, you're going to go all in, 2 full lots, all out, 2 full lots. When you get to 5 full lots, you better not be doing that, because the amount of money that you lose, say you run into your 6 statistical likelihoods of loss in a row, and you're trading 5 full lots and you've got a 20 pip stop for some reason. So, you know, your 20 pips out on 5 full lots is $50 a lot times 20. You know, that's a lot of money. You do that 6 times in a row, that's a real lot of money. You're going to have to win an awful lot in order to make that back. And so you're saying, well, how do you trade big? Well, the secret to trading big is one of 2 ways. Either you trade small and you trade many times, or you start to stage your positions so that the loss that you suffer when you're wrong is much, much smaller than the gain that you make after you've staged in successfully 1 or 2 times. So increasing the number of lots that you trade is not a linear process. You don't trade all in, all out one and you go through the thing and then all of a sudden you're trading 20 lots all in, all out, right? Because your risk is too great. So when would you be able to trade 5 full lots all in, all out? Well, probably when you had the capability to trade 10 or 15 full lots. You're only trading with a portion of your bank then. And so if you're used to trading 10 or 15 full lots, in other words, you've staged in many times 10 or 15 full lots, you know what it's like to carry those large positions, and you're you've done that by just coming in small and working your way up so that you have a lot of this extra money. And so by the time you get to the point where you have $100,000 or $150,000 so that you can trade 10 or 15 full lots, you can then trade 5 fulls at the entry, because the loss on the 5 fulls 3 or 4 times in a row isn't going to dramatically detract from the $150,000 account size that you have. It's a small portion of that account size. And your win to loss at that point, because you're risking more money, is probably pretty good. And so you don't mind that loss of that amount of money that many times, because you know that you're going to win more money more times than you're losing. And that sense of comfortability allows you not to go off tilt and you know, get hemorrhoids because you've lost $2,000 or $3,000, and you've on a $100,000 bank. I mean, what's that? You've lost 1 or 2% on the bank. Well, okay, that if you did that 6 times in a row, yes, it's a hit against that bank, but you've still got plenty of money that you can bring that back. If you're trading 5 full lots and that's all you have, and you run into that situation, that's a huge hit against your overall bank. And it probably indicates that you don't have the experience to make all that back, and it's just gonna make your life miserable. You're not going to be a happy trader. You're just not. You're not going to be able to sit there and have a cup of coffee and say, well, there's always tomorrow. I'll run it again tomorrow. So as you get more experienced in your trading, be very cognizant of how you're going to go about that. You know, that's one of the things that I work with if I have a student, is incrementally increasing the lot size. You know, I've got folks that have a lot of money and they want me to help them trade, but they want to trade with their lot of money because they want to make a lot of money, because they have a lot of money, right? Money makes money. And that's true, and I don't disagree with that. But because of the volatility and the difference in trading currencies over most other things that you're going to, quote, invest in, you're ill-advised to do that by trading a mini lot for a while, and then maybe you want to jump up to 1 full lot, and then you're trading 2 full lots. You can't then all of a sudden start trading 15 full lots. You just can't. You shouldn't. You have to gradually work. You know, I'm sorry if that isn't what you want to hear. Go listen to somebody else who says, all you have to do is compound your account 2% a day and you'll be a multimillionaire in 14 months. Yeah, that's a total asshole talking to you. And there is a video of a guy out there doing that. That's exactly what he says. And he has 60,000 subscribers. And those people believe that shit. I don't know. If you do it right, you could take that small account and you could gradually build it up over time. And that's why I talk to the 21 to 34-year-old group, because you've got the resilience to lose some money, to learn, and gradually work your way through, because you have time. You've got 30 years to figure it out. Folks that are in their 50s or 60s that talk to me, because I'm in my 70s, so 50 or 60-year-olds goes, what's the matter with this guy? Maybe I can do this too. And you can. It's just that you have to do it a little bit differently, because you don't have 30 years to figure it out. And so you have to be very, very structured. And folks like that are far more likely to listen to me and appreciate the methodology that I'll take them through to protect the money that they work so hard to get. Listen, when you get to be 50 years old and you lose your job, there's age discrimination, no matter where you are. Unless you're out there, you know, doing physical labor, and then they'll just work you until you fall over dead over your shovel. They don't care. Watch the movie Nomadland. These folks are working at Amazon fulfillment warehouses, walking 10 miles a day, and they're in their 70s. They don't have any options. Is that what you want to do when you're in your 70s? Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's good, hard work. It's just that it's really hard when you're in your 60s or 70s. And so when you're in your 50s or 60s and you're thinking about currency trading, it's very difficult to listen to what I'm saying about there's a logical way that you can go about this without risking a lot of money, without losing a lot of money, in order to learn in a reasonable amount of time, so that when you do develop your skills, you do have money. When you're 50 or 60 years old, you do have $10,000 or $20,000 that you can put into that account. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking at currency trading. And so the time it would take someone in the 21 to 34-year-old age bracket who basically has nothing, they're just starting out in their financial journey, they've got time to work through the general mechanics and lay a good solid foundation work. And then gradually grow that account over a 3-year period of time till they get to that 6-figure account level. When you're 50 or 60 years old, you don't have, a year to work your way through the mechanics of it, or why take people through it. It's about a 3-month period of the basic rudiments. Through my first of the 4 courses that I have, it's a 3-month period of work. If you're more experienced, you'd probably get through that in 3 weeks, right? But you still have to take that course in order to take the rest of them. But for someone who is older and they understand how to read directions and how to follow directions and are willing to do that, and they have all the experience, life experience, well, it doesn't take them as long to get through stuff like that, so that they are able to cut some time off on their learning curve, where the younger people just want to race ahead and they lose a lot of money, and it's going to take you a little bit more time unless you believe, right? But the key thing of the whole process of trading is to get to the point where you're trading a 6-figure account. That's where you want to be, because 5 pips on a $100,000 account is $500. So if you could do that 1 day a week, if you could make $500 a week, that's $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year. That's Social Security replacement income for even a really high income worker. $24,000 a year. And because most of us at our age rely on that Social Security so that we don't have to dip into our savings as much, and we can have that savings to trade as opposed to living off of, to be able to make $24,000 a year is an enormous thing. And by the way, that's 24% on your $100,000 account, and that's should be minimal, even as a 60-40 trader. You should be able to get 20% on your money, I would think. I mean, you get 3% a year on a T-bill by doing nothing and taking no risk. So you get 25% a year in real estate with cash on cash net from income and your appreciation of 8 or 10% a year, or whatever that's going to be over the 20-year period of time. But when you're looking at this high-risk markets, you should be paid more when you're right than you would be if you were putting your money in T-bills. That's just the way the world works. You get to take more risk, and you know what you're doing, you make more money. You make 30 to 50% on your money a year. Of course, if you don't know what you're doing, you lose all your money in a very short period of time. So there's a balance there, guys, and you need to understand that the balance rests in the number of lots that you trade, and that you have to be very careful as you increase your size in your trading so that you don't lose a bunch of times in the row and take your account way backwards. Because remember how hard it is and how long it takes to work that account forward into the size of the account that you're trying to trade. When you do have a lot of money, I'm not teaching how to protect that money. And I don't trade to protect that money. I trade to make money. When I had a small account and I was working through, I traded to learn the skill and to build that account so I was confident in my trading. Very specific rules-based trading. But in my Advanced Solutions course, the rules are not there. The rules are replaced by process. And you are not in there to make a lot of money. You're in there to go for the rail. to just push it and just really make a lot of money. That's the transition that I moved into this year, in going to six-figure, a little more than six-figure account. You know, the year before, just beginning trading on that borderline of, I had six figures in my account, but I was trading 3 to 6 fulls, and then this year I started trading 3 to 6 again, moved to 8 fulls, 6 to 8s, moved to 8 to 10 lots. I've done some 20 and 25 lot trades this year. And so I'm gradually beginning to increase the lot size of that. But the way that I'm trading assumes more risk, but the gains are much larger. I mean, in June this year, I made the most amount of money that I've ever made. I celebrated that. I've got videos out about that. I don't brag about that. That's just what you can do when you have a lot of money. You make a lot of money. Well, in June, I made $30,000. Oh, however, on July 5th, I lost $24,000 because I failed to take a stop buy order off because I had gotten out of a short trade manually, and I thought I had taken the limit order out, and I hadn't. I got up in the morning and I was $15,000 down, and I tried to work my way out of the trade, and it just because it wasn't going to work out, so I had to close the trade, and it cost me $24,000 for that stupid freaking error. So I had to really buckle down and work and trade well and carefully. And on July 12th, in other words, I lost the $24,000 closed trade on July 5th. On July 12th, I closed the trade and made $26,885. And so that made up for the $24,000 loss, and it gave me some gain for the month of July. So that's aggressive trading. I wasn't sitting there protecting my account, only risk 2% of the account, only do this, watch your risk to reward ratio, all that horse shit. You don't do that when you have a lot of money and you are fearless and you can move forward. You need to, as a friend of mine back in the mid-1970s, chess player friend of mine used to say when he was coming after me, "I'm going to get you," he'd say, "I'm going to shoot the potatoes," he said. And that's what I'm doing in my trading. I'm shooting the potatoes. I'm not sitting around with a, six-figure account to make $20,000 a year. That's not what I'm looking to do. And so it's all about how you manage your lot size, and it is tricky, and you need to have somebody work with you to do that, because if you try to figure it out yourself, if you are thinking about the money, you will fail. You have to think about it in terms of pips. That's the advice I could give you. If you don't want to pay me money to teach you, think about it in terms of pips as you increase on your lot size. Don't think about it in terms of money, because if you think about it in terms of money, your anal sphincter is going to shrink up like that, and you're going to freeze up in real time. So the object of the game is to trade larger lot size to make a lot of money and to build up to that six-figure account. But increasing your lot size can be really tricky. You have to have a plan to do that, and the best time to start thinking about that plan is right now. And that's why my videos talk about those larger size trades, because I want you to start thinking, even though you're trading too many accounts right now for $2 a pip, I want you to start thinking about what it would be like to trade those same setups and things for $200 a pip instead of $2 a pip. Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Have a great day and have a great trading day.